black water, keep on rolling.
Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me?
Oh, black water, keep on rolling.
Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me?
Oh, black water, keep on rolling.
Welcome to New Spheres. I'm Randy Alstrott. In the 1966 film The Trap, Oliver Reed plays Gene LeBate, a gruff mountain man and fur trapper who inadvertently steps into his own bear trap while attempting to ward off the attack of a mountain lion. He is successful in shooting and killing the cat, but he's confined to that place in the Canadian woods with excruciating pain and with a broken and infected leg. The events that follow this tragic misstep include the loss of his leg and the progression of the relationship with the woman that would become his wife. The fact that became ever so real to LeBate is that a bear trap is a non-thinking, non-feeling system of iron jaws, springs, and chains that is automatic and mechanical. It recognizes neither friend nor foe. A bear trap will clamp down on whomever steps in it, even if that person isn't the intended target. Such is the wrath of God. Unlike human wrath, it recognizes neither friend nor foe. Remember the pickup truck driver from the previous audio blog, whose wrath was assuaged when he realized his brother was the offending sports car driver, and the deed was done in jest? The wrath of God does not take into consideration the identity of the offender, nor the reason the offense was carried out. Human wrath does. In 2 Samuel 6, 1-11, we read the tragic story of the death of Uzzah. King David was moving the Ark of God from the house of Abinadab, where it was being stored, to its new home in the capital city of Jerusalem. It was a day of jubilation and celebration, complete with songs, music, and dancing. The Ark was set on a brand new cart that was being pulled by oxen. Abinadab's two sons, Uzzah and Io, were flanked on either side of the cart to protect the Ark. When the oxen stumbled, the cart abruptly tilted, and the Ark started to shift as if it might topple over. This is when Uzzah reached out and grasped the Ark to stabilize it and keep it from falling onto the ground. Immediately he was struck by the wrath of God and fell dead to the ground in the sight of all Israel. The author of 2 Samuel called Uzzah's attempt to stabilize the Ark an irreverent act. But Uzzah was clearly not trying to be irreverent. He was simply trying to stabilize the Ark. He broke the law by touching the Ark, but he broke the law in an attempt to save the Ark. He was doing what he was placed there by his leadership to do. We learn in 1 Chronicles 15, 13-15, where the irreverence came from. You see, the law required that the Ark be moved by Levites as they carry it on poles upon their shoulders. It was illegal to move the Ark on a cart drawn by oxen. David and the Israelite leaders who orchestrated this move committed the irreverent act. They shouldn't have put Uzzah in that position. So here's the question. Did God the Father want to kill Uzzah? Answer: no, he did not. You see, the Father looks exactly like the Son, and the Son doesn't act this way. As a matter of fact, here's what the Son says on the subject. If any of you had a sheep that fell into a well on the Sabbath, wouldn't you work to pull it out? Of course you would. And how much more valuable is a person than a sheep? That's Matthew 12:11. In Mark 2:27, he said, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Allow me now to ask this question in response to Jesus' question. How much more valuable is God's Ark of the Covenant than a sheep? Well, it is infinitely more valuable. Now, since the Father looks exactly like the Son, and the Son condones doing what is necessary to save a sheep on the Sabbath, then we can conclude that the Father also condones doing what is necessary to save the far more valuable Ark of the Covenant when it's toppling over. Yes, I believe the Father was proud of Uzzah for his heroic effort to save the Ark. I also believe he cringed when he saw Uzzah reach for the Ark because he knew what the outcome would be. You see, Uzzah stepped into a bear trap that had been set by God years earlier. But Uzzah was not the intended target. The bear trap was the wrath of God. Unlike human wrath, God's wrath recognizes neither friend nor foe. We will explore with great detail in an upcoming audio blog why this bear trap was set and for whom it was set. But this question comes to my mind. Why did Jesus encourage his listeners to engage in good work on the Sabbath if he knew they would be stepping into a bear trap? Answer: Jesus' coming marked the dismantling of the bear trap. The bear trap was the law. Jesus fulfilled the law. The bear trap is no longer a threat. In the upcoming audio blogs, we will explore more differences between human wrath and God's wrath. You don't want to miss this.